Hey everyone. So today we're diving deep into a Vampire Diaries fanfiction called Locker Secrets. We're basically going to pull this story apart, act by act, and see how the author so brilliantly takes what starts as a simple high school crush and turns it into this massive supernatural drama. It's quite a ride. Right off the bat, the story grabs you with this classic bait and switch. You think you know where you are, a high school hallway, totally normal, but it's already promising something way, way darker. And that contrast? That's the secret sauce. It creates instant tension, and it perfectly sets up the story's big escalation, which is exactly what we're going to unpack. All right, so Act 1. This is all about setting the stage and meeting our main players. The author leans hard into all those familiar high school romance tropes, and that gives you this comforting, normal feeling. It's a really smart move because it grounds us in something familiar before everything gets, well, complicated. And here they are. You've got Nora, the classic cheerleader, who just broke up with the football captain. And on the other side, there's Stefan, the quiet, mysterious new guy. Using these archetypes is kind of like a narrative shortcut, It lets the author get us up to speed really fast so the real drama can get started. And this one line, this is their entire first interaction. It's not smooth at all, it's awkward, it's blunt, and honestly a little tense. Stefan just calls her out. It's this perfectly embarrassing moment at the lockers that ends up being their meet cute, and it kind of flips that whole sweet trope on its head with a little bit of an edge. And what's Nora's response? No witty comeback, nothing. Just, my name is Nora. It's so simple, so direct. And this little exchange, this is the tiny spark that kicks off the entire romantic plot for the first 2 acts of the story. But, of course, it can't be that easy, right? This is a teen drama, after all. The first big problem for Nora is her own friends Emma and Sophia, who are also totally crushing on Stefan. And this puts Nora in that classic high school bind. Does she hide how she feels to keep the peace, or does she risk her friendships for a chance with this guy? So as we head into Act 2, the story makes a big pivot. We move away from the external setup and go right inside Nora's head. This is where the internal conflict really ramps up. And believe me, the emotional stakes get cranked way, way up. And this line from Nora's internal monologue just nails her struggle, doesn't it? The metaphor of a balloon tied to a rock, it's so perfect. You can literally picture it, this desire for romance and freedom just being weighed down by her loyalty and her fear of fighting with her friends. And the thing is, her conflict has layers. It's not just about her friends, she's also fighting that totally universal fear of rejection, plus this very specific worry that her friends will absolutely hate her guts. It's just a perfectly written, incredibly relatable storm of teenage emotions. Which really brings us to the core question of this whole second act. This is the decision that's driving everything she does and everything she feels. Is she willing to put her own happiness on the line, even if it means she might lose her friends in the process? What would you do? And right when Nora is completely lost in her head, Stefan comes in and delivers the turning point. He just cuts through all the drama and makes his feelings crystal clear. And this one statement, it changes everything. It's not just her crush anymore. He likes her back, which makes her decision about 10 times harder. Okay, and now we hit Act 3, and this is where the story just flips the table completely. The title alone tells you everything you need to know, A Brother's Bloody Return. This is more than a transition, it's a hard, shocking left turn in genre, ripping us right out of those high school hallways. The author uses this super jarring transition, and I mean literally, it's written in all caps in the text, to completely pivot the story. 1 minute we're reading Nora's diary, and the next, bam, where you're thrown headfirst into Stefan's secret life. It's a really deliberate, really effective move. And wow, what a secret it is. This whole sequence doesn't just confirm that something's off about him, it completely shatters the story we thought we were reading. In just a few sentences, Stefan isn't the mysterious crush anymore. He's a predator, and he's fighting his own dark nature. Suddenly, you have to rethink everything you thought you knew about this guy. So just as we're trying to process what Stefan is, the story drops its main villain on us with this one single iconic line. This greeting isn't just a hello. No, it is dripping with history, with menace. You just know this is very, very bad news. Damon is officially in the building. So why is Damon even here? Well, this timeline gives us the critical backstory.
Turns out, both brothers were turned into vampires by the same woman, Catherine, and that shared trauma completely tore them apart. Damon's not just back for a family visit, he's here because of a century of bad blood and a serious thirst for revenge.
And miss, this is the moment where the two stories, the high school romance and the supernatural horror, just violently collide. Damon makes it clear he's been watching Stefan and Nora. And in the blink of an eye, Nora goes from being the potential girlfriend to being a pawn in their dangerous game. She's a target.
Stefan's response immediately sets up the brand new conflict for the rest of the story. The stakes are completely different now. Forget about crushes and friendship drama. This is now a life or death battle to protect Nora from his own brother. The story has definitely left the Lockers far, far behind. And that leaves us hanging with the story's powerful new question. That whole dilemma Nora had about her friends, man, that feels like a lifetime ago now, doesn't it? The story has so masterfully transformed itself, and it leaves us with this one final, haunting thought. What happens when a simple high school crush gets caught in the middle of an ancient, bloody family feud?